In this video series, I'm taking a Porsche 996 and turning it into a replica of a 991 GT3 RS using a body kit supplied by Exclusive Customs. In the last episode, we bonded on these rear quarters and then hit them with the tech screws to hold them in position. And we also bonded on the new GT3 RS sill. So now it's about a week later and these are all nicely dried. So what we can do is remove all of the tech screws from here and just make sure they have bonded on correctly. And then it's onto the sanding, which is another very unenjoyable job, but it's got to be done. That's the great thing with these tech screws. Once you've used them once, you can just stick them back in your case and use them again. Lovely. Of course, now that I've removed those tech screws, we have lots of holes in this bodywork. Now, when the tech screw goes in there, it kind of winds in and it's going to lift this up. So I've had it on good advice from a body shop mate of mine. Cheers, Wayne. That what I need to do is just sand around the edge of them so there's no lifted up edge, and then fill that with some strands and some resin. Well, I've got fibre fill, so that should do the job. But what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to sand this edge down here just to make it a little bit thinner so that we can blend it in to go up with the rest of the car. Now, a mistake I made here a while ago was when I was originally fitting this, it looked to me like it was way too big. I had this in the wrong place and I didn't realise. So what I'd done there, I'd cut a bit off here to make it line up with this here. But now I've got it in the right place. As you can see, I've got a great big gap here now. Now that gap is way too much to use filler on. I mean, look at that, it's about 7mm there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some fiberglass mat and some resin, and we'll have to fiberglass that in. We'll just take a little bit off this edge here so the fiberglass can bond onto it and keep it nice and level when we can sand it all down. So that's going to need a little bit of work. That's going to be a bit later anyway, no rush to get that done at this moment. So it's time to get all the sanding gear out now and start to work on this and get this all prepped up ready for the filler. So to make life easier, I've actually removed this rear window now and the trim that goes all the way around to the front. It's all kind of one piece. Now there's a special way of doing this, and I've done a particular video just on removing a rear quarter on a Porsche 996. I'll put a link below if you want to go watch that. So now I've removed this rubber here, so I'm not going to damage it with any sandpaper. We can now crack on and get sanding this lip here. I now removed enough off that edge, I think, so what we need to do is now get the filler and fill all this in along here and just see if we can get it to blend in. I think that one's going to be the hardest because you've got the shortest distance from there to blend it in. This is going to be fun and a big learning curve for me anyway. Let me show you what I'm going to use. So this is what I'm using, Fibre Fix. So this is filler with glass fibre strands in it, so it gives it that extra sort of strength, and we're going to need that to bridge this gap between there and also to fill these holes in here as well. Right, it's filler time, let's get filling. Right, so this is the stuff. Ooh, it looks lovely. Smells a bit nice as well. Moving down the side here, it says you mix it 3 parts hardener, 97 parts of the filler. I suppose that's 1 to 33 in it. So I think I'll work with the pea and a golf ball. I think that's going to be about right for this. It's hard to tell. I mean, I'll have to weigh it to get those exact things. I'm sure pea and golf ball should work just fine. Right, it also says after 20 minutes you can sand it. So we'll go put this on and see if it's hardening after 20 minutes. If so, we've got the right mix. So that's my first coat on there. I'm going to wait 20 minutes now, see if this goes off, see if it's got the right amount of hardener in it, and then we'll carry on and do the rest.
20 minutes later.
Right, let's check it out, see if I've got the right mix. Yes. That's pretty hard. Let's mix some more up and continue on. So this is the first layer of the fibre fill and you know, a bit of sanding, and you know what, I'm quite happy with this. I think it's gone quite well. I mean, there's lots of holes need filling, but that's fine. A lot of the filler will get these smaller holes, but down here looks like I'm going to have to put some more fibre fill in because some of these holes are pretty big. So I'm going to get some more fibre fill, and also I did forget to do the tech screw holes that I'd left here. So I'm going to get some more fibre fill, I'm going to cover that bit there and then continue sanding. But all in all, I'm quite pleased with the way it's going. I've just got to crack on. Right, I think I've gone as far as I can now with the fibre fill, so I think now it's time to get some standard filler on there now to fill up all these pinholes and to then try and smooth it nicely into the body panel. I think I'm going to need more than this little tin, but this is all I've got at the moment, so we'll just start using this and I'll have to buy some more when we work on the other side. So I'm just reading on the directions for the mix for this one, as in mixture. It says here in the words, you might not be able to read it on camera, it says mix an equal ratio of filler and hardener, e.g. half a tin of filler, half a tube of hardener. Well, half a tin of filler would be 125 mils and half a tube of hardener would be 7.5 grams, whatever that works out as. So I think we're just going to work with the pea and the golf ball. That always seems to work. Right, she's mixed, so let's start applying it onto the panel. So next stage now is I've applied normal body filler across all this area here and all the way down there. And he's back onto sanding again. Here we go. Right guys, so I've just had a good chat with the body shop and they're basically saying to me, don't go putting loads of filler and primer on that panel because you might make it worse and give them loads of work to fix what I've done wrong. Yeah, I understand. So I think that's as far as I'm going to go with that. So I think what I am going to do, I'm going to try and repair this. Now this was the bit that I cut off that was too much and just needs just to be made a little bit wider again. And to do that, I've bought this fiberglass repair kit. Now, I've never done any of this before in my life, so this is going to be quite interesting. Let's see how I get on. Right, prep the area. I've just sanded down at the hard edge on here just to give it a softer edge so obviously the fiberglass can blend in to that bit that's existing and build it up underneath here before we get to the blending in bit. So now it's time to mix this up. So we've got the resin here, we've got the hardener, and it says it's 3 to 100. So I'm just going to go with a pea and a golf ball again because I think that seems to work quite well. Right, so I've absolutely no idea how much of this I need, so let's just make up some. Right, I'm going to go with that. I can always mix some more. Okay, timer started, here we go. So I mixed way too much. I've actually used half of what I mixed, but hey, live and learn. Right, there we have it. So we'll let that dry and then we'll see where we're at. And here we are a few days later, and this is all nicely dried. So my next job is now try and sand this down. I might need a bit more because it looks like it's gone off. Thought it was kind of flat there, but it isn't. But yeah, we'll see. That might work with filler, but let's take all this off, and let's take all the outer edge here and just see what it looks like when I remove all those bits and just sand it down a little bit. And there we have it. I'm quite pleased with that. I've certainly filled in the gap. It's a bit wibbly wobbly, but the body shop will fix that with some filler and make it nice and smooth and get it perfect. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. That's most of the bodywork that I can actually manage has now been done. I'm going to go and do all the other little jobs. I've got lots of little jobs that need doing before we get this in the body shop, and that will hopefully be in the next video. So if you enjoyed this, don't forget to give this a thumbs up. It's really appreciated, and it really helps with the analytics. And please subscribe to this channel to help me bring you more videos like this. Till the next time, stay safe.